What's up, magical humans? I'm Mia Magic. Welcome to your most magical life. This is your Libra new moon download. Sorry for my kind of red face. I've been like gua shaing myself. If you guys don't know about this, gua sha, like a crystal and a little nice oil on your face, is really great. I don't want to put Botox in my skin. So anyways, that's what we're doing today because Libra is all about relationships, not just with your romantic partners or with your friends and family, but about the relationship to yourself. Libra is the only sign represented by an inanimate object, which is the scales. So it's all about balance. It's about creating harmony. If any of y'all have Libras in your life, you know that they're like always trying to make sure that everything's good, everyone's good, everything's fair, everything's clear. It's like, okay, very judicial, very diplomatic. So this new moon that is happening on Wednesday is all about coming into harmonious or right relationship with our relationships. Now, the primary relationship in our life that ripples out into all of our other relationships is the one with ourselves, right? That is the most important. That is the fundamental relationship. So how do we relate to, and some would say that it's like the relationship to God, the relationship to the divine, the relationship to the universe. And so those can be interchanged because ultimately they're the same thing, right? We are emanations of the divine, emanations of cosmic consciousness. And so you can choose what you feel like has maybe been out of balance. Are you connecting with your spirit? Like I really have been getting back into meditating more recently and I missed it. It's important for me. It's necessary. It helps me feel better. It helps me listen to my body. It helps me tune in and attune to what's really going on, what's happening with my emotions. And because this is the sign of relationships, I'm going to be leading a Libra new moon ritual. If you would like to join us, I did one last month. It was so fun. So if you'd like to join us, I'm going to make sure to put the link below. Click, join, come, celebrate relationships with yourself and how that relationship then ripples out into all of your other relationships. And any of you other witches who are bleeding like I am right now, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of important stuff happening in our bodies, in the world, and as an opportunity for us to be able to tune in with, okay, is this thing that I'm feeling? Like I had a ton of sadness and anger come up over the last couple of days. And I was like, is this really mine? Is this what's happening in the collective? Because like there's a lot of mental health challenges really still occurring for a lot of people, right? This pandemic has been very impactful for so many people, like basically all of us. I don't know anyone who hasn't been impacted. Maybe if you like live off the grid in Montana and you don't ever talk to anyone anyways, so you're like, wow, this is the same as my life has always been. I went to Utah last year during the pandemic and there was like all these guys, we went into all these restaurants. Nobody was wearing a mask. They were just like it wasn't happening for them. I was like, that looks nice. Like, great. Good for you guys. You're just like doing your thing back there and we ate the food and we were fine. It's like, okay. So most of us have been impacted. Most of our relationships have been affected. Maybe that's the relationship with yourself. Maybe it's the relationship with your family. My partner was telling me that there's this study that's being done right now that like the incidences where fighting or like kind of moving towards domestic challenge, but primarily with families, is like up at restaurants, theaters. Like we sat down at Sugarfish the other night and literally this family, father, son, and mother, oh my God, it was so awkward. They were having like the worst fight. The dad and the son were just like at each other. The mom was mortified and they're like sitting right next to us at this table in the restaurant. People are experiencing challenges. So what are the relational challenges that you're experiencing? And to go back to what we were just saying, by we, I mean me, what is the fundamental relationship that would actually be most supportive for all of your other relationships right now? Is it the one with yourself? Is it the one with the divine, with your spirit? So for me, I really blend those two things. I believe that I am an emanation of God, that we all are, that we are all these prismatic, holographic, fractal reflections of God, goddess, universe, divine. And so for me, I know that if I'm out of harmony and balance with myself, that I'm gonna have a dissonance or a disconnection from my relationship to spirit or source. And so that's what's been really present for me is like, oh, I noticed, that's why I'm doing my little gua sha thing right now. I've been noticing that I haven't been taking care of myself as well as I should be lately. Like, yeah, I still do this. I do my little face routine at night, and that's good. And I still brush my teeth, you know. I do all the kind of like bare necessity things, which makes me want to start singing bare necessities. For the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities, forget about your worries and your strife. Amen. Okay, that's really off topic, but I don't know. I'm on one today. I'm just like feeling good. I feel like this new moon energy, I'm bleeding. I don't usually make videos while I'm bleeding, but like it's happening. We got this. So I've been noticing that I haven't been tending to the deeper parts of myself and that spiritual connection, like meditating more often, like really giving my body opportunities to listen. I had a coaching session this morning where I was being coached, and I went through some really deep emotions, really, really deep, some pain in my body that, you know, I've been in a really horrible accident. I'm missing all different parts of my body to have been fixed. And I'm kind of a bionic woman. But it has led to a lot of physical pain in my vessel, in my body. And so I was talking to that pain and really communicating with it. And it's frustrated and it's sad and it's angry that it's even here. Like, my body doesn't want to be feeling this. I'm in my 30s. It's like, I know that's old for YouTube. I know, sorry, I'm like the YouTube elder, but you know, I don't want to feel like I'm 100 years old in a beautiful, young, live 30-year-old body. But that's sometimes what happens. So I get to look at, okay, what ways am I out of balance with myself? What ways am I being out of balance with my connection to spirit, with how often I'm meditating, with how much I'm connecting to the vessel that is my vehicle for my spirit? This is my soul's home, this body. So if it's in pain, something's up. Something needs to be tended to. Something needs to be cared for. I need to find more balance between doing the things that I need to do, like running my business and sitting on Zoom and like sitting here for making videos and all of the things. And then I'm going to sit to edit, right? It's like balance between hiking and doing yoga. And this morning while I was on a lecture, I used my little lacrosse balls and just was rolling my legs out and rolling the fascia out because my body was asking for tending to. And the same goes for all of your relationships. How are you tending to your romantic partnerships? How are you tending to your friendships? How are you tending to the relationships with your family? Like, I'm really dealing with that right now with my dad. I don't really want him to come to Thanksgiving. I'm hosting Thanksgiving this year at my home with my partner. It's so beautiful. It means everybody's got to come to us. And my dad usually like causes some shit at Thanksgiving. And I was like, oh, Mom, can you take care of it? And she's kind of avoiding doing it. And so I have to do it. I have to step up and find the balance in where do I feel empowered enough? Where do I feel confident enough? Where are my boundaries with my communication with my dad? Libra is also an air sign, so it is about communication. It's not so much the way that Aquarius and Gemini are very, very communicative signs. It's about that harmonious equation of communication. How can we create harmony through our communication? How can we find balance with the way that we express those boundaries and then the ways that we let love in or are more open, you know? So when we're thinking about this communication and creating and cultivating harmony, it's really important to see, okay, how's my relationship with myself? How's my relationship to whatever I call the higher power? It doesn't even have to be higher, right? That's like creating separation. Libra doesn't want that. It's about balance, but about the power that lives within me. The thing, that spark that makes my heart beat and my brain fire. What am I doing to relate to that thing? My body is my vessel for that energy. How am I relating to my body? Because that is all fundamental and foundational, because if those relationships are out of balance or out of harmony, it's going to be really hard to have easeful, graceful, empowered friendships and like easy conversations with your family if you have challenging relationships with them. And so that is what we want to plant the seeds for during this time. We always talk about this. New moons are for planting seeds. It's the dark time. It's like putting the dark things into the earth. It's like winter. It's the winter of every month. So we look at winter, okay, this is the dark thing. Like, it looks like everything dies, but it's not. It's just gestating. It's like pregnancy. And then in spring, everything blossoms and grows. So I've been noticing also for me that sometimes, like, we're going into winter right now. I mean, it's autumn here, but we're about to go into the darkest time of the year. I found that in summertime, which is what just happened to me during this summer, I really wasn't creating that much. I wasn't really feeling that sort of outward summer energy. I didn't socialize that much, even though like my community is doing all the social things. And so I found that summer was kind of more like my winter. And now I'm like getting really inspired and doing all these new things with my business and hosting more new moon rituals. And I'm feeling this energy pumping up and coming up. And so it's really important to be listening, especially Libra is that middle ground sign. It's the 7th sign. So to be listening to how am I in balance with also the harmony of the natural world, with the seasons. Am I what would be like really sort of normal or natural? Fuck normal, but like what would be natural is for in winter to go really inward, to just be really reflective, to be quiet, to, you know, it's going to get darker sooner, to really spend more time at home and in your own energy and not be out and about, literally or figuratively. And if that's right for you, then great. Honor it. And if it isn't, then you get to look at how you can create balance with those natural cycles. Like I'm very much, it's very a Geminian quality for me. I'm very much like, I'm either out and I'm about and I'm partying and I'm having fun. Like I don't do drugs or drink, but just like going to parties and like very social and engaged and like, yeah, like look at me. I don't need drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, I'm just like this all the time. Not all the time. Definitely wasn't like that this morning, let me tell you. But I love to be social and have fun and play with my friends and like be silly and cute and do all the things. And then the rest of the time, I'm like at home reading books. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. I'm going to just like sit under a tree and be silent. And that's what I need to do in order to recharge so that then I can keep going out and having fun and enjoying my life. So finding whatever the balance is for you, and really what I would say is spending the next couple of days as soon as you watch this video, and you can be in the portal of the new moon also Tuesday through Thursday, even into like Friday because the moon is Wednesday morning, but really finding the way into the deepest, most harmonious, beautiful, impactful, celebratory, loving relationship with yourself. What does that look like? What do you need? Like if you've got to have a hard holiday conversation with a parent too, what do you need? What does your inner child need first and foremost in order to feel safe or confident or empowered to have that conversation? Give that to yourself first so that then you can show up for that conversation in a totally different way than you would if you're just like triggered and like, fuck you, dad, you're an asshole. And like, you don't understand me. You know, that's not going to be helpful. It's definitely not helpful with my dad. If I go to him with that energy, it just ends in disaster. So I need to look at what kind of balance I need. You know, maybe I call on divine support. Maybe I like ask the goddess, please, I know he knows you in his heart and soul. Let me speak your words, whatever is going to talk to him in the most loving way and, you know, create the greatest outcome. You can ask for support. The universe is here for us all. And if we are emanations of it, it's really just asking that more expanded version of ourselves or our higher selves for support. And they're always available to give that to you. So what I really recommend for this new moon, if you are in romantic partnership, this is about that balance. Where are you two out of balance? Where is there not harmony? My partner and I have really been in it in Libra season, deeply diving into how to love each other better, how to support each other better. We've been doing rituals and worshiping each other, and like he's been taking Fridays off and we've been going to the beach. He like runs 3 companies. He works so much. I'm like, I work 4 hours a week, and like, come on, let's go play and do something fun. And he's like, I have calls all day. Oh. You know, so that's a balance for him that we're really cultivating, is that he needs to find more balance personally in work and life and play. And then for us in our relationship, we have to find and cultivate and create more time to spend together, to have fun, so that I feel nourished and safe and held and like I can actually enjoy my life with him as opposed to enjoying my life on my own while he works. And then I'm just like, am I even in a partnership? You know, so we've been really committed to that. And it's been so beautiful. Our love has been deepening so much and it's been magnificent. So there's so many different ways that we can really be looking at our relationships to everything in our lives. What friendships are out of balance? What relationships don't serve you? Even if it's like a relationship with someone on Instagram, like you're following them, that like they just stress you out, you compare yourself to them. It's like, bye, unfollow that shit. Nobody has time for that. So this new moon is about planting the seeds for your most empowered relationships, starting with yourself, with the divine, because that's it. Before there's anything else, that's right here. Then, who's closest to you? Maybe it's your siblings, your roommates, your best friend, your romantic partner, your family, whatever it is. Like, start like that. Start here and build out, because these first couple of relationships, those are going to be the most impactful. That's where you spend most of your time, most of your energy. So if you've got friends that are dragging you down, that are miserable, that are just like complaining about the same old shit, stuck in their victim story, like, not doing the things that they need to be doing to empower themselves, and you're ready to do that, you're ready to step forward, you're on your spiritual path, it's time to let those people go. You can let them go lovingly. You can tell them, hey, I just want to let you know that I love you so much, and I'm going to prioritize X, Y, or Z, or this thing now more because it feels really important to me. It feels necessary. And I have to do it. I'm sorry, but I have to not spend as much time, or I don't feel like talking for a month. You can also just set 2 weeks or 1 month and just take some time away. And I've found that every single time I do that and put up a boundary like that, and every time anyone has ever put up a boundary like that against me or with me, it's been really motivating. It's actually been inspiring and activating, and supports me in feeling like, oh yeah, I want to change this, or I want to shift this. Or with my friend being like, wow, I actually do want to deepen my spirituality, and Mia's really on this spiritual path. So I'm going to dive into it and find out what my relationship to spirit or source is. And then we're able to come back together and be such good friends again after whatever period of time, a couple of weeks, a couple of months, a couple of years, it doesn't matter. So truly, we talk about it being relationships, and it is, but it starts with you. So what I would recommend for the most powerful ritual is to spend the time with yourself or with the person that's closest to you. I'm going to be in ritual with my partner because I've been really cultivating what's important for me and how I need to take care of and tend to myself as the lead up, so that I'm building this foundation with myself and saying, this is how I'm tending to and caring for myself. And now I'm going to plant the seeds of what we get to build and do and have and create together, what gets to grow from us, what seeds we're planting together from being both two strong, empowered, balanced beings who are in right relationships with ourselves, with our souls, with our spirit, with our connection to source. And then coming together and seeing what can blossom and grow even more magnificently, even more fruitfully from that. So spend the day caring for yourself, journaling, finding the balance. If you have to work that day, make sure that you make time for self-care or for fun or for play or for friends. Whatever is going to allow you to feel balanced. The scales, really using that analogy, what's off and what's right. And how can you create more of that right relationship in your life? There is nothing more impactful. This is that middle ground sign of the Zodiac. And I am so excited to be leading you all through a ritual. If you'd like to join us, again, the link is below. It's going to be really juicy and really good. And I am so excited to see you all more on Wednesday. Have a happy and blessed new moon. I'm Mia Magic. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with someone that you love or you think it would resonate with, and would love to see you all for our ritual on Wednesday. Welcome to your most magical life.